Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. So now today we'll be checking the problem number 2804, unzip the file. Earlier we have seen how we can do a compression and create a zip file out of it, create a tar basically. Now in this problem what we are asked to do is to check with the du command the directory size and the block size, okay, and use the gzip command to unzip all the files present in the directory, and then again see the status of that after the basically we have to see the size after uh, uncompressing it, okay, decompressing it in the sense. So that's what we have to do. So let's try to understand what we are going to do in this particular case. Okay, so let's first understand what is gzip and zip. Okay, so these are two different techniques of compressing the files. So what happens, let's say we have 10 files and each file is of 1 GB, or let's say it is of 10 GB. Okay, each file is 10 GB each. Okay, so total size will be 100 GB, correct? So what gzip will do, it will take all these 10 files and create a tar, and then it will try to compress it. Okay, but what is the, in case of zip, what it will do? So gzip is nothing but gnu zip. Okay, gnu zip. Okay, now what we do in case of zip, these 10 files which each is of 10 GB, okay, it will compress each of the files separately. So like this it will do 10 times for each file. This is file number 1, file number 2, and so the 10th file. So it is individually compressing the each file. In case of gzip, it took all the files, created a tar, and then it compressed it. But here it is compressing first and then it is putting into an archive. So that's the first difference that we have to be aware of. Okay, writing the command is easy. So what we can do, we can simply write the gzip. Then after that we can give the flags. Since we want to decompress it, we can give a -d. D will represent decompress, and after that the file that we want to decompress. Okay, that's how the command is. Okay, now let's understand about the du command. What is du? Du is nothing but disk usage. Okay, disk usage. So basically it is used to check uh, the files or directory sizes. Okay, we have, if you recall, we have ls command which lists down things present in that particular directory, and we can use the disk usage command, du command, to see the file and the directory sizes. Okay, this we can use it. And what is the format for that? Du, again the flags, and then the file. And since we want to use the whole directory, then we can use something like du-a, which stands for all the files, and then we can mention star. Okay, now let's try to solve this problem. Okay, first what is asked is to use the du command and view all the files in the current directory. Okay, now let's first see what is there. So these 3 files are there. Okay, and now we want to see the values for those, like what are the sizes for them. Then for that we have to give -a and star for all the files. Okay, so one of the tasks is completed, and the size that it will show it will be in the KB. So each is 4 KB. If we can see over here, 444, right? Now we have to use the gzip command to unzip all the files in a directory. Okay, we can do that. We simply need to give gzip, and we want to decompress, so we will give the flag -d, and after that we want to decompress all the files present in that. So for that we will use star. Okay, so that is also done. Now what is asked is to see what is the status right now after decompressing. So we again give the same command, tu -e and then star. Okay, a problem is solved. First let's see what is the output. Okay, now if you see the files after 24, so now the files are 24 KB, 8 KB and 32 KB. Earlier, if you notice, it was 4 KB, 4 KB and 4 KB. So that is the power of compression. We can reduce the file sizes a lot. And if we are working on a files, so if I showed you an example, right? If we have 10 files, each is having a 10 GB each, then it will be a lot, it will compress a lot, and it will be much easier to share those files and maintain those. Okay, now if we see, now if we talk about what is the benefit of using gzip over zip. So mostly it is said like gzip is much better than zip when we are when we are working with the files which are in huge number. So then gzip performs a lot better. If you remember what gzip will do, it will take all the files, create a tar, and then it will compress it. And what zip will do, it will zip all the files individual file, it will compress, and then it will create an archive out of it. Okay, so that is how they work. So if we see the advantage over here, basically a disadvantage over gzip is, let's say we want to extract one of the files, then what we have to do, then we have to decompress whole thing. So if it is a 10 GB or 100 GB thing, and if you want to decompress all, it will be a lot smaller than 100, but still it will decompress the whole thing, and then we can extract the one of the file that we want. So that's one biggest disadvantage. Okay, but in zip what it will happen, it will directly take that file and we can decompress it, and it will be much faster. But over here, so that is one con for it. And what is the pro for it, why it is good? Let's say out of 10 files, 5 were similar, so the compression with which it is working, right, in gzip, it will club these files together and it will save a lot of space. Since these were same, they will be clubbed together and it will save the space. But in zip there is no such kind of check for validation, because it is compressing each file and then it is putting into archive. So that is one pro for it, and there is a con for it. So it depends what we are trying to do, and with that we can achieve which approach you have to go for. So that's it for this video. I hope you found this video insightful. Like, share and subscribe, and share it with your friends. Thank you.